කරණීයමන්ත කුසලේන යන්තං සන්තං පදං අභිසමින්ච සක්ඛෝජුච සුජුච සුවචෝචං සමුදෝ අනතිමානි සන්තුන්සකෝච සුභරෝච අම්පකින්චෝච සල්ලහුකවුන්ති සන්තින්ද්‍රියෝච නිපකෝච අම්පගම්බෝ කුලේසු අනුනුගින්දෝ නචකුන්දං සමාචරේකින්චි යේන විඤ්ඤූ පරේ උපවදෙයුම් සුඛිනෝ වාකේමිනෝ හන්තු සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා ඒකේචිපාන භූතන්ති තසවාතාවරාවා අනවසේසා දීඝාවායේ මහන්තාවා මංජිමාරංසකානුකතුලා දිට්ඨාවායේව අන්දින්ටා යේච දුරේ වසන්ති අවිදුරේ භූතාවා සම්භවේසීවා සම්බේ සන්තා භවන්තු සුඛිතන්තා නපරෝ පරං නිකුම්බේත ඥාති මඤ්ඤේත කන්තචිනං කංචී ව්‍යාරෝසනා පටික සංඥා ඥාඤ්ඤමඤ්ඤං සදුංකමිච්ඡේය මාතායතානියං පුන්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුන්ත මනුරංකේ ඒවම්පි සම්බභූතේසු මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණ මෙත්තංච සම්බලෝකස්මින් මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණ උන්දං අදෝච තිරියංච අසංභාදං අවේරං අසපත්තං තින්ඨං චරං නිසින්නෝවා සයානෝවායාවතන්ස විගතමින්දෝ ඊතං සතින් අදින්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං ඉදමාහෝ දින්තිංච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දන්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනය්‍යගේදං නහි ජාතු ගම්බසේයං පුනරේති නමෝ තංස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්ධංස නමෝ තංස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්ධංස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්ධංස
Namo Buddhaya, brothers and sisters in the Dharma. A very good morning to all of you. Nice to see you again on another Sunday over Subang Jaya Buddhist Association Facebook Live. Remember to have clarity of the audio and the visual. Please ensure that your Wi-Fi reception is good. You may want to switch your Wi-Fi devices off and on and refresh your computer. You may now wish each other in the comment box. Share the link with your families, relatives, and friends. And remember to give us a like. During the Puja service, remember we must have a calm mind. You may wish to prepare a candle or oil lamp to offer at your altar. But wait for the announcement to light the candle together with Venerable. To those who have just joined us, Namo Buddhaya, welcome to the 25th online Sundays Buddha Puja service. We organize this weekly online Puja service in order to give an opportunity to all Buddhist devotees near and far to continue with our Buddhist faith and practices during this COVID-19 period. Let us prepare ourselves by sitting comfortably, relax our bodies, and compose our mind. Let go of your thinking about the past and future and be at the present moment. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, let us begin with our Sunday Buddha Puja. With respect, may I invite Venerable Indarathana to make the offerings to the Buddha. To the devotees, you may also light your candles or oil lamp. For the other brothers and sisters, please place your palms together in Anjali position. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. 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 Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, let's pay homage to the Triple Gem. Buddhang bujemi, Dhammang bujemi, Sanghang bujemi. Brothers and sisters, together let us invite Venerable Indarathana, the administer to us the three refuges and the five precepts. Aham Bhante Samsaravata Dukato Mochanataya Tisaranena Saha Pancha Silang Dhammang Yachami Anugahang Katwa Silang Deta Me Bante Yudhiyampi ahang bante samsaravata dukkhato mochanataya tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammang yachami anugahang katva silang deta me bante. Tadiyampi ahang bante samsaravata dukkhato mochanataya tisaranena saha panchasilang dhammayachami anugahang katva silang deta me bante.
නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Anadipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramiraya majjapamā daṭṭhāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Surameraya majjapamadathana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Imāni panca sikkhapadāni samadhiyami.
Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami.
Appamādena sampādeta.
Amamante sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Okay, so now we are going to chant the Buddha Puja chanting to offer all the Buddha Puja to the Buddha. So everybody recite together. Iti piso bhagavā arahang sammā sambuddho විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුන්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති ස්වාංඛාතෝ භගවතා ධම්මෝ සංදින්ඨිකෝ අකාලිකෝ ඒහි පන්සිකෝ ඕපනයිකෝ පංචන්තං වේදිතම්බෝ විඤ්ඤෝහිති සුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ උජුපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ ඥායපටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ සාමීචි පටිපන්නෝ භගවතෝ සාවක සංඝෝ යදිදං චත්තාරි පුරිස යුගානි අන්ත පුරිස පුංගලා ඒස භගවතු සාවක සංඝෝ ආහුනේයෝ පාහුනේයෝ දක්ඛිනේයෝ අංජලි කරණීයෝ අනුත්තරං පුඤ්ඤං කෙන්තං ලෝකං ස්වාති වන්දාමි චේතියං සම්බං සම්බටානි සුපතිට්ඨිතං සාරීරික ධාතු මහා බෝධින් බුද්ධ රූපං සකලං සදා යස්ස මූලේ නිසින්නෝව සම්බාරි විජයං අකා පත්තෝ සම්බං යුතං සන්තා වන්දිතං බෝධිපාදපං ඉමේතේ මහා බෝධි ලෝකනාතේන පූජිතා අහං පිතේ නමස්සාමි බෝධි රාජා නමන්තුතේ ඝනසාරම්පදින්තේන දීපේන තමදංසිනා තිලෝක දීපං සංබුද්ධං පූජයාමි තමෝනුදං ගන්ධ සංභාරයුත්තේන ධූපේනහං සුගන්ධිනා පූජයේ පූජනීයන්තං පූජාභාජන මුත්තමං වන්න ගන්ධ ගුණෝපේතං ඒතං කුසුම සන්තතින් Pujayami muning dansa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena Punyena mitena cahotu mokkhang Pumpang milayati ataidang me Kayo tatayati vinasa bhavang Adhivase tuno bhante Paniyang parikampitam Anukampang upadaya Patiganhatu muttamang Kayena vaca cintena Pamadena mayakatang Ancayang kamame bhante Bhuri panya tathagata Kayena vaca cintena Pamadena mayakatang Ancayang kamame dhamma Sangdinthika akalika Kayena vaca cintena Pamadena mayakatang Ancayang kamame sangha Supatipanna anuttara Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Namo Buddhaya, Bhante,
Now,
brothers and sisters in the Dharma. Good morning, and once again, welcome to this Sutta study to be conducted by Venerable Indarathana. Today's Sutta study is based on the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. It's a ninth in the series. In the previous Sutta studies, Venerable Indarathana had explained to us the various principles originally expounded by the Buddha to be observed by the Sangha and the lay community so as not to decline but to grow in unity and in welfare. Venerable Indarathana also explained on the benefits of cultivating Sila, Samadhi, and Panya, and the advantages of cultivating morality that leads to one's success in wealth, good reputation, confidence, die unconfused, and eventually to be reborn in a good destination in a heavenly world. We have learned a lot from the last few sutta studies, and today we are pleased to once again welcome Venerable Indarathana to continue with the sutta study on the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, if you have any questions for Venerable Indarathana, please type your questions in the comments section. We shall invite Venerable Indarathana to answer your question after the talk. With deep respect, we now invite Venerable Indarathana. Bhante.
Sukhihotu, all the brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Once again, we are gathering here online for the Subandhya Buddhist Association, the Sunday Buddha Puja service. So as we promised, we are continuing our Sutta study after the puja. Uh, as you all know that we are discussing, we have been discussing the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, the one of the longest discourse in the Sutta Pitaka. Because of this, the lengthy description of the Buddha's last journey, so it is very long discourse. So it's take few sessions, not few sessions actually. Already we have completed 8 sessions, so this is a 9 session. So I think we need some more session to complete to this sutta. But interestingly, this sutta gives us a lot of information about Buddha's life, and also it is very important to understand this sutta to understand the Buddha, because to understand the Buddha is understanding the Dhamma, and it helps to understand the Dhamma as well. And it gives a lot of inspiration to understand the Buddha. So, at the age of 80 years old, the Buddha now is traveling his last journey from Rajagaha to Kusinara. So this 1 year period, this sutta is included all the stories and all the teachings Buddha delivered during the last 1 year period. And as you know, this sutta start with when the Buddha was residing in Rajagaha in northern India, the one of the powerful kingdom in northern India during that time, the Magadha kingdom. So Rajagaha is the capital of the Magadha kingdom, and Buddha was there, and from there onwards, Buddha traveling to the more to the north, uh, northeast side of the India towards the Kusinara. So shall we look at the sutta now? Okay, I'll share my screen here. I think you all can see the sutta now, isn't it? The team, you can see the sutta, right? Okay. Or I share the screen, the full screen. I think better sharing full screen. Okay, so we are studying Mahaparinibbana Sutta, the discourse about the great emancipation. It's the 16th sutta in the Digha Nikaya. And this translation is translated by Ananda Jyoti Bhikkhu. And as I mentioned, the Buddha started his last journey from here, from Rajagaha, and from there he traveled to Ambalatika, Nalanda, and passing the Magadha kingdom to go to the Vajji kingdom, Pataligama, Kotigama, Nadika, and then go to the Belua. So Buddha spent his last rainy retreat in the Belua village. It's a small village in the Vajji Republic, and then from there Buddha slowly moving to the Vesali, where the Buddha delivered Ratan Sutta, not in this journey but earlier, and from there Buddha moving to the Pava and finally arriving in Kusinara. So now we are in here somewhere in Vesali. So after Buddha's rain retreat, Buddha having a conversation with the Venerable Ananda. So this third chapter. The third chapter start with the Ananda's Vipatti. This section name as Ananda's Vipatti is Ananda's failure. Means Venerable Ananda's failure on the course of the last journey, and Venerable Ananda is the chief disciple. The chief attendant for the Buddha for last 20 years, and he's the one who attended to the Buddha for the longest time for 20 years, and he did a mistake according to the commentary. So we explore what is that mistake from now onwards. Then the fortunate one, having dressed in the morning time, after picking up his bowl and robe, entered Vesali for alms. After walking for alms in Vesali and returning from alms round after the meal, he addressed Venerable Ananda, saying, "Take up the sitting mat, Ananda. We will approach Chapala shrine to dwell for the day." So Buddha Buddha went to the alms round, and after finishing alms round and after having taken lunch, and he asked Venerable Ananda to go to the Chapala shrine to stay in the daytime. Then, "Very well, Venerable Sir," said Venerable Ananda, after replying to the fortunate one, and taking the sitting mat, he followed along close behind the fortunate one. Then the fortunate one approached the Chapala shrine, and after approaching, he sat down on the prepared seat. And also Venerable Ananda, after worshipping fortunate one, sat down on one side. Here fortunate one always referring to the Buddha. While sitting on one side, the fortunate one said this to Venerable Ananda. So after Buddha is resting on the sitting mat, sitting cloths in the Chapal shrine, the Buddha is addressing to the Venerable Ananda. Ramaniyani Ananda Vesali Ramaniyang Udenan Chetyang. So this is kind of a poetic way it's described. So it's just like the meaning is, delightful Ananda is Vesali. Delightful is the Udena shrine. Delightful is the Gautamaka shrine. Delightful is Sathamba shrine. Delightful is many suns shrine or Bahuputta shrine. Delightful is Sarandada shrine. Delightful is the Chapala shrine. So Buddha enjoying the beautiful shrine in the Vajjan Republic. If you are remember that Vajjan Republic, they had a lot of shrine. Shrine means it's not necessarily a temple, but a place of worship. And mostly these places reserved for the certain deities. And when the monks or recluses are traveling around the Virgin Republic, they stay in that kind of places, that kind of shrine. So, if you remember the 7 factors of the welfare of Republic, Buddha delivered earlier for the Vajrayans, this one of the factor not to decline, but to prosper as a nation, as a community, is to protect those shrines. So this is aligned with that teaching. So you can see that in Vajjan Republic, Vajjan territory, there are many shrines. So these shrine also, these names also have some meaning. uh, Maybe these shrines done by the people in the Vajjan Republic, and his Bahaputang Chetyang is many sun shrine. Maybe those who go to that place maybe receiving many suns. I know sometimes the people go to shrine or to worship and to ask certain things from the deities, and there are like that there are many shrines in the Vajjan Republic. The Buddha enjoying this shrine, and he described it is very beautiful and delightful, and it's a conducive place for the recluses, for the monks or nuns, or anybody who want to have a contemplative life. Uh, that places are very delightful and very beautiful places. Then the Buddha is explaining another things. Whoever has developed Ananda, much made of, carried on, established, maintained, uh, augmented, and properly instigated the 4 paths to power, could, if he wanted, Ananda, to remain for lifespan or for what is left of the lifespan. The realized one has developed Ananda, much made of, carried on, established, maintained, augmented, and properly investigated the 4 paths to power. If he wanted Ananda, the realized one could remain for a lifespan or for what is left of the lifespan. So this is a very important passage and explained by the Buddha. Uh, Here you can see the words 4 paths to power, or the Pali word is Chattaro Iddipada. Chattaro Iddipada the is the 4 special paths to miraculous power. Especially, the Iddhi. Iddhi is like doing a magical things. The Buddha can appear in one place and suddenly, immediately can appear in somewhere in very far. And sometimes certain Arhan can travel very far within 1 second. Just like Venerable Moggallana, he could travel to the very far in the universe, and he could go through walls, he could go through doors without opening it. So like this, certain monks, certain arahant, certain enlightened beings could be able to perform certain magical special power, special skill to make that magical thing or miracles. But Buddha never encouraged to perform these miracles to his disciple because it is not something to reliable thing for the other people. It is not good for the other people. People will be amazed by the miracles, but actually what we can really do through that miracle is very little. But instead of that, Buddha encouraged his disciple to understand the Buddha's teaching. So understanding the Buddha's teaching is a real miracle. Buddha always said, understand the Buddha's teaching is the real miracle. And then all the other miracle is useless once you understand the Buddha's teaching or once you attain the enlightenment. Because all the miracle can do something, but when we attain enlightenment, our all the unhappiness, our all suffering will be extinguished. And the final purpose of our life and final purpose of the Buddha's teaching is to find the everlasting happiness, which we call enlightenment. So Buddha did not encourage especially to develop the miraculous power. But Buddha also mentioned if somebody develop these four bases or for this special practice, they can develop such a special power or kind of special skills. So let's see what is this four bases or for practice. And it is not other than something, it is kind of concentration, it is kind of samadhi, kind of stillness, special, it's mind concentration actually. It's a kind of samadhi developed through this special, practice. And here mention the special words, bahuli kata. The first word is bhavita. We need to practice it. Bahuli kata is we need to practice it again and again, made much of it. And yani kata, make it like a vehicle. Wherever you go, there that practice is going. So you do it again and again, wherever you go, and vattu katha, and you establish on it. Anuttita, you maintain it. Parichita, augmented it. Susamaradha, properly investigated. Properly instigated. So you can see that our practice, especially this dipada, this four bases, we need to do it again and again and again and again. And it should be lifestyle, it should be established, and it should be with us wherever we go. So when we practice in this way, if somebody wanted to stay for full lifespan during that time, if he wanted, he can remain for full lifespan. Especially here, there are some controversial words to interpretation. So akanka mano ananda kappangwa. Here mentioned the kappangwa tityang kappa vesam. The kappang is, normally we understand kappa in Pali words is eons. But many people, many commentaries suggested that this kappa means it's not eon, it is a full lifespan during that time. So when the Buddha's time, the full lifespan was around 100 to 120. So if Venerable Ananda lived for 120 years, Venerable Mahakashapa lived for 120 years. So that time the maximum lifespan was 120 around that time. So if somebody develop this Siddhipada, this special practice, they can live until this total lifespan during that time. You know that Buddha passed away at the age of 80. So he could live for another 40 years or somewhere around that 40 years or something like that years if he wanted. And there is another condition: somebody must invite him to stay that maximum lifespan. Okay, so we go back to the sutta reading. Okay, so if he wanted Ananda, the realized one could remain for lifespan or for what is left of the lifespan. But Venerable Ananda, despite such a gross hint being made by the fortunate one, such a gross suggestion being made, was unable to penetrate it, unable to understand it, and did not beg or did not invite the Buddha, saying like this: "May the fortunate one remain, Reverend Sir, for the lifespan. May the happy one remain for the lifespan. For the benefit of many people, for the happiness of the many people, out of compassion of the world, for the world, for the welfare, benefit, and happiness of divinities and men." Like one whose mind was possessed by the Mara. So what happened? Buddha explained this one. If Buddha wanted to stay, total lifespan of that period, he could stay, because the one who developed this is four Iddhipada, four bases for power. Anybody who developed that could stay for lifespan, full lifespan, and Buddha has developed it so that Buddha can stay for total lifespan during that time. So Buddha gave that hint to the Venerable Ananda. Somehow, Venerable Ananda was possessed by the Mara. You know, the Mara is the evil side of the world. You know, you know that certain other religions as well. There is always the good side and also bad side. So very powerful person in the bad side as well, like the Satan or Satan. So the Mara is the evil side of the spiritual world. So Venerable Ananda mind was possessed by the Mara, so that he couldn't understand what the Buddha said earlier. So he didn't invite, he didn't beg for the Buddha to stay for 100 or 120 years. So this is the, especially earlier we mentioned the Ananda's failure. So this is one of the failure of the Ananda. As a chief attendant, he couldn't do that invitation to the Buddha. For a second time, the fortunate one addressed Venerable Ananda, saying, "Delightful Ananda is Vesali, delightful is Udena shrine, delightful is a Gautamaka shrine, delightful is a Sattamba shrine, delightful is many sun shrine, delightful is the Sarandada shrine, Delightful is a Chapala shrine. So it's again the same thing explaining, but the Buddha second time also telling this hint or his ability to stay for 100 years. Who has developed Ananda, made smart, made much of, carried on, established, maintained, augmented, and properly instigated the four paths to power. Four paths to power is Satara Iddhipada, the four Iddhipada. We can understand it. The words for the Pali word is Iddhipada, four Iddhipada. So you can remember these words, and if this kind of good knowledge for you. What the four Iddhipada could, if he wanted, remain for the lifespan for what is left of for the lifespan. The realized one has developed Ananda, made much of, carried on, established, maintained, augmented, and properly investigate the four paths to power. If we wanted Ananda, the realized one could remain for lifespan or what is left of the lifespan. But Venerable Ananda, despite such gross hint being met by the fortunate one, such a gross suggestion being made, was unable to penetrate it, unable to understand it, and did not beg the fortunate one, saying, "May the fortunate one remain, Venerable Reverend Sir, for the lifespan. May the happy one remain for the lifespan, for the benefit of many people, for the happiness of many people, out of compassion for the world, for the welfare, benefit, happiness of divinities and men, like one whose mind was possessed by the Mara." The second time also Buddha explained this one, but the second time also Venerable Ananda was unable to understand and his mind was possessed by the Mara. For the third time, the fortunate one addressed the Venerable Ananda, saying, "Delightful Ananda, Vesali, delightful is the Udena shrine." The same thing is repeating the third time also. And Buddha explained that Buddha is develop these four Iddhipada, this special power to stay for 100 years. But third time also, Venerable Ananda unable to realize it because his mind was possessed by the Mara. Okay, then the fortunate one addressed Venerable Ananda, saying, "Go, Ananda, now. It's time for whatever you are thinking." So when the Buddha addressed the Ananda, and he suggests Venerable Ananda to do whatever he is thinking. "Very well, Venerable Sir," said Venerable Ananda, and after replying to the fortunate one, rising from his seat, worshipping and circumambulating the fortunate one, he sat down not far away at the root of certain tree. So this is the failure of the Venerable Ananda to invite to the Buddha for to stay another some years, especially the rest of his lifespan. Okay, so we go to the next section of this chapter 3, and here the relinquishment of the life process. This is where the Buddha abandoned the life's process and he decided to pass away in 3 months' time. Okay. Then the wicked Mara, not long after Venerable Ananda had gone, approached the fortunate one, and after approaching, he stood on one side. While standing on one side, the wicked Mara said this to the fortunate one: May the fortunate one attain final emancipation now. Reverend Sir, may the happy one attain final emancipation. Now is the time when Reverend Sir for the fortunate one's final emancipation. For these words, Reverend Sir were spoken by the fortunate one. So then the Buddha addressed the Mara. I will not attain final emancipation, wicked one, for as long as my monks are not a true disciple, accomplished one, disciplined, confident, and learned, bearer of the teachings, practicing in conformity with the teaching, correct in their practice, living in conformity with the teaching, and having learned it from their own teacher, will declare, reveal, make known, and set forth, open up, analyze, make plain, after giving a good rebuke with the reason to the doctrines of others that have arisen, and teach the miraculous teaching. Okay, so Venerable Ananda was possessed by the Mara, and then he couldn't invite the Buddhas to stay his full lifespan. Then the Venerable Ananda go to some other places, and he just walk away and stay in some little bit distance from the Buddha. Then the Mara came to Buddha, and he did the opposite thing. He didn't allow the Venerable Ananda to invite the Buddha to stay for 100 years, but he is inviting now the Buddha to immediately pass away. Then the Buddha addressed the Mara and saying, I will not attain final emancipation, or I will not pass away unless and until my disciple become a true disciple. His venerable monks learned it, and he is mentioned in very beautiful words. I will not attain final emancipation, wicked one, for as long as my monks are not true disciple, and a disciple is accomplished, disciplined, confident, and learned, and a bearer of the teachings, practicing in conformity with the teaching, correct in the practice, living conformity with the teaching, and having learned it from their own teacher, and will declare it. Not only they are disciplined, learned, and confident. So they'll learn it from their teachers and understand it and bear it, and then they are able to declare it to the other people. So this is what the Buddha wanted from his disciple. So he said, until he makes sure that everything is in order, I will not attain final emancipation. Uh, so like that, the Buddha told Mara that he is not in a hurry to attain final emancipation. Okay. For these words, Venerable Sir, were spoken by the fortunate one. I will not attain final emancipation, wicked one, as long as my nuns are not true disciple, accomplished, disciplined, confident, learned, and aware of the teaching. So here the Buddha mentioned, until my monks become learned and true disciple and confident and accomplished. And now Buddha saying, my nuns, bhikkhu and bhikkhuni, Also need to be accomplished, confident, learned, and aware of the teaching. And the same thing is continuing. And then, for these words, Reverend Sir, were spoken by the fortunate one. I will not attain final emancipation, wicked one, as long as my laymen are not true disciple. So, with the saying the monks and nuns and laymen is upasaka. So bhikkhu bhikkhuni, upasaka and upasika, laymen and laywoman. So all these four uh, groups are well practiced, and they until they become a true disciple, the more learned disciple, accomplished disciple, and until they are bare of the teachers, and until they able to spread the Buddha's teaching, he will not pass away. So this is the strong confronts to the Mara uh, by the Buddha, because the Mara invite the Buddhas to pass away immediately. But Buddha said, no, I am not in a hurry to attain final emancipation until I see my old disciples, bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, upasaka, upasika, monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen become accomplished and established in this sasana. Then only I will attain final emancipation. Okay, so that description is same for the monks, nuns, and the laymen and laywomen. Laywomen. Okay. Okay. For these words, Reverend Sir, were spoken by the fortunate one. I will not attain final emancipation, wicked one, for as long as this spiritual life of mine has not become successful and prosperous, well spread out, possessed by many, and become great, until it is well explained amongst divinities and men. But at present, Reverend Sir, that Mara is again addressing, but at present, Reverend Sir, the fortunate one's spiritual life has successful and prosperous, well spread out, possessed by many, become great. It is well explained amongst the divinities and men. May the fortunate one attain final emancipation now. Reverend Sir, may the happy one attain final emancipation. Now is the time, Reverend Sir, for the fortunate one's final emancipation. So Mara is continuously struggling, always trying to stop the Buddha to stay at least another one day. If you have you heard about the Buddha's life story, when the Buddha is about to enlightenment, about to become a Buddha, after long struggle of the as ascetics, so he sat down on the Bodhi tree, and on full moon day of Vesak, he attained to the enlightenment, the attained to the Buddhahood. So during that night, the Mara came and attacked the every possible ways. He sent some, his daughters, the Tanha, Rati, and Raga, and he sent a lot of fearful actions, and he came with a lot of army. The Mara has having a lot of army and trying to afraid the Buddha with a lot of fearful scene, fearful sound, but Buddha never defeat to the Mara, and he attained final emancipation. He attained to the Buddhahood. And then Mara couldn't stop the Buddha to becoming the Buddha. And then what he said, Maharaj again said, okay, now you become a Buddha, now you enlighten, now you end up your sansaric suffering, and you whatever you are saying, all the great things you achieved already. So then you stay in the forest and stay silent, not to teach to the other people. So that is what the Mara is doing. So what the Mara wants is, he wants all the people wandering around the sansara and to become again and again and again and again in the sansara. So Mara is the one who brings us to the sansara. Mara is the one who take away from the Dhamma. So Mara tried to stop the Buddha to become enlightenment, and he stopped trying to stop to spreading the Dhamma, and the Mara was unsuccessful and he defeated. And now after 8 years, the Mara again come back and asked the Buddhas to immediately pass away. Then the Buddha said, no, no, I'm not in a hurry. And he said, I'll make sure that everything is in order for the future. The Buddha's teaching is prolonged for the future. All his disciples, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, and Upasaka, Upasika, are well learned and well accomplished and well confident in their practice, and they are able to disseminate it to the other people. Then only he will attain violent emancipation. Then Mara again saying, okay, you are already accomplished. Your teaching is accomplished. Your teaching already spread out. And it is well expounded, and it is possessed by the many people. And it's time for you to attain final emancipation. The Mara is continuously struggling to stop, at least, he couldn't stop many of the Buddha's uh, teaching to become enlightened, and all these years the Buddha defeated the Mara. The Mara was unsuccessful. Mara was defeated for the Buddha. And now he again and again suggesting, oh, it is time for final emancipation, and saying all the reason to final emancipation. Okay. When that was said, the fortunate one said, this the wicked Mara, you should have little concern, wicked one. You shouldn't worry about it, Mara. You don't need to much worry about it. Buddha say, in no long time, realized one will be finally emancipated. And Buddha says, you just shouldn't worry about it. You don't worry, and don't have to struggle so much. And Buddha will pass away very soon. After 3 months have passed from now, the realized one will attain final emancipation. Then at the Chapala shrine, the fortunate one mindfully, with full awareness, relinquish the life process. After much talking with the Mara, finally Buddha, it's just like Buddha is allowing the Mara to be happy. With the relinquishment of the life process by the fortunate one, there was a great earthquake. Maha Bhumi Chalo Ahosi. There was a great earthquake, and fearful, horrifying crash of the divinities, thunder's drum. Then the fortunate one, having understood the significance of it, on the occasion uttered this exalted utterance. Is Udana. He is saying that happy utterance. Measurable and immeasurable continuity, and the continuation process the sage relinquished content in himself and concentrated. He broke the continuity in he broke the continuity of self like a coat of mail. So Buddha saying some happy words after he relinquished the life process. If you remember, just after Buddha attained enlightenment, he said some uh, the words or some poem of happiness. Aneka jati sansarang sandhavisang anibisang ගහකාරක දිත්තෝසේ ගහ ගහකෝටන් විසං etc. He mentioned that for a long time I wanders in the samsara, and this craving as a carpenter, he always make this house of the body, and then finally I see this carpenter, I see this craving is the one that I bring to the sons, the life to life, and I totally destroy that craving or attachment or tanha, so that I will not allow this carpenter to rebuild this house again and again. So like that, there was some exalted utterance by the Buddha just after Buddha is enlightened. So now again, Buddha is making a happy utterance, so exalted utterance, measurable and immeasurable continuity. And the continuation process, the sage relinquished content in himself and concentrated. He broke continuity of self like a coat of the man. Then he happily, he accomplished it. He reached he accomplished his mission as a Buddha. He made sure that his all disciple is well accomplished. His disciple, Bhikkhu, Bhikkhuni, and Upasaka, Upasika, are able to continue this teaching to the future and bring this happy message to the many other people. And he was contented, the Buddha was contented and happy and concentrated. With that happy mind, he relinquished or he decided to pass away in 3 months' time. So this is the two sections we have covered today, and I think now its time is it's almost there. So we stop from here, and I would like you to ask any question if you have regarding this part of the sutta, and we will continue the sutta in coming weeks. Thank you very much. Brother Jim, your mic is switched off, I think.
Okay, Bhante, sorry. Thank you very much, Bhante, for the very informative and educational session this morning on the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. We shall now proceed with the question and answer session. Brothers and sisters in the Dharma, if you have any questions to pose to Bhante, you may type in your question in the comments box. Bhante, just now Bhante explained in this chapter of the Mahaparinibbana Sutta on Venerable Ananda's mind possessed by Mara. And Mara also went to see the Buddha. We have on various occasions heard about Mara, sometimes as the evil one, the wicked one, as a personification of all evil. Sometimes we also heard about Mara being just a manifestation of a mind of great hatred and delusion. Sometimes it's described in a certain books that Mara is a deity in the heaven. Are all this description of Mara the one and same Mara? And who is Mara actually? Or what is Mara, Bhante?
Yeah, it is a kind of interesting question because throughout the Buddha's teaching, many suttas also explain about the Mara. And also, when we learn about the Buddha's life story, we come across Mara in few times. Especially, the significant occasion is when the Buddha was about to enlightenment for the Buddhahood under the Bodhi tree. And during that night, the Mara came and attacked in many ways. And Mara's daughters also came, his army also came to stop the Buddha. Uh, actually, I think the Mara is mentioned in the script. In some occasion, is mentioned as the evil mind, or it can be even evil side of the world. Of course, it is evil side of the world means evil mind, that evil nature of the mind. Evil means that, especially our mind is naturally tend to a negative side, or to to go back to the samsara. So even Buddha also had this struggle during the Buddhahood. So it says that when the Buddha was enlightenment, when a Buddha is about to enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, he had this mind because he's about to have a great realization about the life, the Four Noble Truths, the suffering, the origin of suffering, and cessation of suffering, and the path leading to suffering. And he realized the anicca, dukkha, anatta. So it is a great realization. So before that, his mind was is just like so much struggle. It's like a chaos in the mind. So that lot of fear came to his mind. I think a lot of lust came, a lot of hopes giving, thinking about the palace, thinking about other things. So the Mara explained in that instance is the Buddha's own mind, that the Buddha stopping from proceeding this selfless life to understand the true nature of life. So most of the time, the Mara is explained as our own evil mind, our own mind that bring us to the samsara. And as the brother Chim mentioned, the Mara, there is another Mara called Vasavatti Mara. Vasavatti Mara. You know that there is a heaven called Paranimita Vasavatti. Paranimita Vasavatti. So the head of that heaven is Vasavatti Mara. Paranimita Vasavatti means para means the others, Nimita is creating. So Vasavatti, what's uh, the duty of the Vasavatti Mara is creating other people again and again and again. So what he wanted is to create the people again and again. Create means that the people dying, birth, death, birth, again and again, go to samsara and come back again and again and again. So Vasavatti Mara wanted the people to exist again and again. But the Buddha wanted to stop this one. Uh, so the Mara, in some places, mention it is like a person, like a deity, uh, who wanted to create for the creation to become again and again. And both side is mentioned it is the evil side of the world. So uh, I think even here also, I think it is that evil. Evil means that uh, Buddha. If the Buddha lived for some years, maybe there was some more people benefit directly from the Buddha. So, but nobody invite Buddhas to stay for the 100 years or 120 years. So there was some conflict between in the mind. Maybe this is what I am thinking. There's some conflict in the Buddha's mind to pass away or not. So then the Buddha, of course, after his wise reflections, maybe he decided now everything is in order, and he no need to giving some more suffering to his body, because the Buddha could be able to live for 100 years means that he attains certain samapatti or certain absorption to suppress his illnesses. So if you remember the earlier also, Buddha suppressed his the death-like pain. So when they attain certain absorption with the power of mind, especially the Hiddhipada, they can suppress that pain and suppress certain illness, but not for long, but certain times. So Buddha able to suppress that the nature of the body for some times with the power of mind. So that is how he could live. So Buddha had these thoughts of Mara, this evil side of the Mara, to stay or not. I think this is a manifestation of the Buddha's own mind. Uh, so uh, we cannot really give the correct answer, but anyhow, the Mara is the evil side of the world, and it's sometimes evil side of our own mind. So when we having some negative thoughts, when we having some anger, when we have some the hatred, delusions, cravings, so we should understand that. So I'm now possessed by the Mara. So Mara wanted me to go back to the samsara, and again becoming and again and again and again. So we should understand that Mara is possessed. So like Venerable uh, Anand is possessed by the Mara, his evil mind. Sometimes the forgetfulness, not having mindfulness is all a part of a duty of the Mara. So we just understand that it's an evil side of the world or evil side of our mind. And uh, yeah, I think it's the evil side of the mind, evil side of the world that's want to uh, to exist in the samsara.
Yeah, thank you, Bhante. I think with Bhante's explanation, we have a slightly better understanding of what and who is actually Mara. There's one question from this brother Tevin T. Xiangping. Between metta and prajna, panya, which is more important to us, Bhante?
I think the prajna is more important, but we cannot say that metta is not important. The beautiful thing is when we develop the prajna, when we understand the Four Noble Truth, when we understand impermanence, the suffering nature, and the non self nature, what will happen is we naturally become compassionate. We naturally become a person with loving kindness. So, when you become good in panya, you should be simultaneously good in metta as well. Uh, but on the other hand, also you can practice metta alone as well. Uh, but if you ask me which one is more important. I think the panya is more important. But the beautiful thing is when you practice panya, you should develop metta. If you developing panya, if you have become a more angry person, if you become more like more wicked person, then you have to question your practice, whether you practicing a correct practice or real path. The one important thing is when you practicing pranya, definitely you grow in metta as well. So you maybe you're not necessarily practice it, but because more you understand the true nature of the world, more you have compassionate mind towards yourself as well as towards other people. Hope you get some understanding.
Yeah, thank you, Bhante. There's one more question. I think this would be our last question for today. This question from Ching Ping Lok. Bhante, what made Buddha decide that he should stay for 3 more months before his final emancipation after the many attempts from Mara to coax him for immediate emancipation? Would the 3 more months enough for his disciples and laymen to understand his teachings? Bhante?
Yeah. Uh, I think that by that time also Buddha accomplished this one. His disciple was already established, already accomplished, already confidence. Uh, that what the Buddha told to the Mara is just an expression how he attain final emancipation. It's not just by the request of the Mara. So just because of the Mara's request, Buddha wouldn't attain final emancipation. If these conditions are met, then he will attain final emancipation. And he maybe after the Mara stopped, maybe he looked from his wisdom whether everything is order, everything is set, and everything is in safe condition for the future. And he realized that all the disciples are well established and well accomplished, and they are able to propagate to the future. And he decided to pass away in 3 months. It's not that after these 3 months, Buddha make all the disciple accomplish. I think maybe Buddha take 3 months because uh, maybe he thinks that Kusinara is the better place to for the passing away, and more people can gather. So at the moment, I think Venerable Anand, the only Venerable Anand is with the Buddha. So of course, he don't want to, attain enlightenment, attain final emancipation right here. Maybe he thought that to go to the Kusinara, maybe Buddha needs another 3 months because Buddha always walking, and maybe he decided to go to the Kusinara, and to go there, normally it needs 3 months because the Buddha is already 8 years old. He's a very old person. Now he cannot travel so fast. So I think this is the reason for it is 3 months. Of course, the Buddha's life, the incident of the Buddha's life is it's not just like normal person incident. So it's everything has some reason. Uh, I think Buddha had his own reason why he chose Kusinara instead of other places. I think later in this the discourse, he will explain why Kusinara, why not other places. So you get to listen the next episode of this sutta to get the full answer of why go to the Kusinara. So I think 3 months period is to go to the Kusinara. And he knew already that everything is on set, everything is in order by that time as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Bhante. Thank you for the very educational, inspiring, and enlightening Sutta study this morning. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much, Venerable Indarathana, for giving the Sutta talk and answering all the questions during the Q&A sessions. They've been very interesting and very informative. Brothers and sisters, please help me to thank Venerable Indarathana. Put your message in the comment box. Brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, this morning we have participated in the Sunday Buddha Puja service, listening to the Venerable Sutta study, and with the merit scale, let us invite Venerable Indarathana to conduct blessings to the devotees and to lead us in the dedication of the merits to all sentient beings, families, friends, relatives, and to the departed ones. May they rejoice with the merits. Venerable.
Yeah, let us recite together these verses to transfer merits to all the devas, all the deities, all the departed one, and all other sentient beings. Akasattha ca bhummatta devanaga mahindika punyantang anumodinva chirang rakkantu lokasasanang chirang rakkantu desanang chirang rakkantu mang parang Ithavathā ca amhihi sambhataṃ puñya sambhataṃ sabbi deva sabbi sattā sabbi bhūtā anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhiyā. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Imang no punya bhagang mata pitu nanca acarya nanca sabba sata nanca sabba mita nanca sabba nyati nanca sabba peta nanca sabba devata nanca bhajema. Imang no punya bhagang sabba satanang dema sabbe satta sukita hontu. Imina punya kammena mami bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya. Idang me punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu idang me punyang nibbanasa paccayo hotu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Venerable Indarathana. Thank you to all the devotees who have responded in the comment box. Would like you to also help me to thank the moderator, our president, Brother Chim, and also to the digital team, Brother Chin, who is behind the scene. And I'd like to thank all of you who have stayed with us until to the transference and sharing of merits. Before we end, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, let us pay homage to the Triple Gem. Buddhang pujemi, Dhammang pujemi, Sanghang pujemi. To the devotees, thank you very much for participating. We have come to the end of this 25th online Sunday Buddha Puja service. For next week, Sunday, we wish to inform you to join us earlier. Join us 15 minutes earlier at 9:15. We're going to launch a new segment. Look out for our posters for the information. Remember to share the link with your families, relatives, and friends. Share it with them so that they will also participate in this online Buddha Puja service. So stay safe, stay home. May you be well, happy, and peaceful always. Sabbe Satta Sukhita Hontu.
Bahung sahan semabhinim mitesayudantang ngirimi kelang uditego Sase